Yeah, man.
I forgot the next line.
Learn how to say Tantiki and Tondalai in the cool waters of Jamaica.
What up? Lion of Judah.
Hey, Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. We're out here at Keeper of the Old Ways. A lot of cool people out here, and one of them, a friend of mine, and I think you're going to dig him too, and we're going to talk to some other folks as well. Well, who might this be?
I'm hide these goldfish. I'm all about growing your own food.
Yeah, so you know what? You know what's really cool is that before we started all this, David was informing me that in addition to the 10 that he has,
Number 11's on the way, so now I gotta start counting on my toes.
yeah, but he said something else that I'm not sure he wants to repeat right here.
Oh, who's the real pimp daddy of permaculture?
Well, can't say anything to that. But hey, you took me right off my point, brother. Check this out, y'all. There's a whole lot of people getting into the homesteading space. Like Joel Salatin says, the homesteading tsunami, and it's happening. And in places like this, so many people are wanting to learn how to do what he is really, really good at. So folks, don't forget your education. We talk about it all the time, and one good way to start is with books. Remember, they're less important for what they say than for what they make you think. And this is a thinker right here. So David, why don't you walk us through what you got? Because everybody needs to go out there and order. And where can they order them?
You can find them on Amazon. You can go to your local bookstore and just say, hey, give them, what do you have of David the Good? And they will look me up. I have international distribution. We have a publishing house.
That's how he rolls. That's why he's a permaculture pimp daddy for real.
So I am a huge fan of books myself. Like, you should be reading lots and lots of books. Put your smartphone away for a period of time and fast from it and just start reading books. Because that physical information, you have basically been able to pick the brain of the greatest people all through history. You can read Julius Caesar's battles. He wrote them out. I mean, there's stuff that goes all the way back, and the same thing with agriculture. I've read agricultural books from 2,500 years ago, and I'm still learning. So for what I'm doing, I have some books on Florida gardening. Florida gardening is really very difficult. A lot of people have moved into Florida and said it's impossible. It's not impossible if you grow with the climate rather than against it. I have written a couple of gardening thrillers, which are super important. These may save your life someday. No, they probably won't. But we've sold dozens of copies. Nobody's complained yet. Well, a couple people complained, but we just deleted the complaints. I also publish Steve Solomon's book. Steve Solomon is a fantastic writer. This book, Water Wise Gardening, if you ever deal with drought, if you want to know how to garden with rainwater, that's it. His book on easy composting is awesome. Winning the War on Weeds by John Moody. If you are into no-till, this is a guide from the way he farms. Then I got books on my grocery road gardening and all kinds of other stuff, but you can just look me up. You know, if I can help you with anything, you can also email me.
Everybody was asking yesterday about where they go. When I was doing my class out here, they were asking, what books would you recommend? And right off the bat, I recommend everybody getting in this space to read Masanobu Fukuoka right out of the gates.
Yeah.
But right after that, you need to check out the information he has, because in these times where food security these days is not so secure, you need to be learning different ways. And frankly, you're not going to get it all through a YouTube video a lot of times.
Right.
Books are going to be able to go into much greater detail than you could ever hope to do a lot of times in a very precise YouTube video.
And I would say, like, Grow or Die or Compost Everything, those would be the two books that I would recommend for anybody. Learn how to compost without having to follow a whole ton of rules. Kind of just pay attention to what nature is doing. And you could simply start feeding your garden right away, because being able to feed your garden off your own land is important. We're not necessarily going to be able to go down to the local store and buy 10, 10, 10. And then on Grow or Die, it's basically, how did people used to feed themselves when they actually had to? And how can you do it with the resources that you have available? Let's say the water gets shut off, or, you know, I mean, what are you going to do if you don't have city water? What are you going to do if you can't buy fertilizer? What are you going to do if you can't use a tractor or a tiller? And so I try to look at, you know, what did people do in the past to keep themselves fed when it actually mattered?
This one right now is sitting on the coffee table at the house, y'all. I mean it, right now. And it's in the same condition because I haven't yet read this one.
It's amazing.
But the
it's
other
so good,
ones,
you don't even want to
But
open
the other
it.
ones are sitting over there too. And I have cracked the cover on those. But honestly, y'all, not only is David a friend, incredible wit, incredible gift of comedy, especially when he's linked up with his brother. And if anybody's seen that video, trust me, go back and watch it again if you haven't. Or if you have, go watch it again, because you're going to laugh all over again. All right, with that said, we're going to move on. Check out David the Good, but most importantly, check out his YouTube, check out his videos. check out his books.
look no
There you go.
real
I don't do any of this. Oh, well, looky here.
Hey, what's up? Where's the barbecue?
I'm already in it.
And the dog broke the.
I am in the deep south in Alabama. Is that what y'all call it?
L.A. Lower Alabama.
L.A. Lower Alabama.
Different kind of L.A.
This is really, really cool because we're down here at a festival. And if you haven't been there before, y'all, you want to go the next time it goes on because you're going to meet some pretty awesome people like these. But here's the best part about it. They invited us to come back to their place for barbecue right after this festival. And here we are. And I got to be honest with you. I'm out here and my mind is blown at what they got going on. First of all, in terms of community, all of y'all live like one house there you own, the other house he owns. Why don't y'all tell us about what y'all got going on here? And they also have a YouTube channel that you definitely got to subscribe to. So why don't y'all just take it away and just tell me what you're doing?
Denise and I live here. Eric and Danette live right next door. Their daughter lives across the street, and our mother-in-law lives behind us. And that's where
about a mile.
and Jace lives about a mile down the road.
Now you said you and who?
My wife, Denise.
Denise.
live over there.
What about Joni?
Oh no! Now
Because doesn't he look like Chachi?
I get that a lot. Sorry, Scott.
He looks like Scott Baio.
Yeah.
He could be signing autographs for real.
Boom.
But I took you off your point.
No, but we moved out here, and then her parents moved a few years later, built back behind us. That's where we get the name Perry Hill, because our wives, which are twins, Danette, Denise,
Yep, we made twins.
they were Perrys. That's their maiden name. So we called the place Perry Hill because James was the one that, when he got there, he liked to garden some. Eric liked to garden some, and he kind of, it sparked us to do that. And then over the years, we kind of got into, doing some cattle, some goats, some chickens, built some raised beds. We got 3 40-foot raised beds over there.
Well, a couple of years ago, things kind of changed, and as far as our food and all goes.
How about that?
Some folks wasn't sure whether they could get food at the grocery store or not, and it kind of throwed a scare on people. And so we beefed up our stuff now, and we really are pushing, to try to raise. We don't raise everything we eat, but we raise a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it too, y'all. I'm over here. If we just kind of pan that way, Michelle, this is just one of quite a few gardens that are around here. And you talk about some serious permaculture going back over here where we were just told, basically tell them what your chickens are doing out there.
So we have our egg layers out here, and we have Florida broadleaf mustard, tillage radishes or a daikon radish, crimson clover, and some frosty Persine clover that we have planted. And we had it planted over our whole garden, and it's about a little less than an acre. This garden is right here. But what we have done is we run our egg layers, the eggs we eat, over the clovers and stuff, and the mustards and stuff. And we don't give them a lot of chicken feed because the clover is so high in protein, and they're returning their manure back to the soil, which is turning organic matter and making our soil healthier. And we have run them across this whole garden here in that our little hoop coop, and just trying to build the organic matter in our soil, and also getting the benefit of excellent eggs to eat. So
We also got trees, thornless blackberries, blueberries, figs.
and we use our cow compost on those. We compost our cow manure and put around all our stone fruits. And
We keep
Sorry about the dog.
We keep our hay ring in one spot so that the cows spill their hay and poop in that one spot. I can push that stuff into a pile, and we just compost it. And then the next year or so, that's what we put on our raised beds to grow our tomatoes and peppers.
And all that is highly impressive, y'all. I mean, they got perennial systems, they got annual systems, they got storage crops for days, and they look fantastic. When we haven't even started our potatoes yet. And I mean, I'm looking at some serious, robust stuff going on out here, y'all. That's another reason why you need to check out their YouTube channel, because honestly, they are doing fantastic stuff. Now, let's go take a real close look at some of the animal systems, because that's where apparently I'm not the only butcher around here. So Yeah. So we're going to find out because I learned something today. This is why you want to this is why you want to get on your bicycle, y'all, and meet new folks, because I just learned a little something about how they do the pigs down here, where he's combined the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Let's go take a look at it.
He is.
We got a Mangalitsa boar. She's paying right over there and show you. He's a pretty big boy. And we got she's limping a little bit again. We got a Berkshire sow. So we took a lard hog and crossed it with a meat hog. These hogs, I don't know if it's just a good cross. You know, you can have just a good cross with two pigs. Two particular pigs sometimes will cross and make. But these pigs are growing out very well for them to be a half lard hog. Mm-hmm. And let's see, how old are they, son?
5 months.
Those are 5 months.
Those are 5 months. So we killed one yesterday to do a demo at the
Keepers of the old
Always, and weighed 135 pounds. So I have had some litter mates to the last litter. We run up to close to 9 months, weighed 330 pounds. So these are gaining on the same level as a meat hog, but they got a nice
All the benefit of a lard hog.
Yeah.
And they're doing it. That's the part I find impressive, is that with a Mangalitsa alone, one of the big complaints is that you're going to be waiting a while to grow them out in order to get what you need on them. And then, like you said, it's going to be a whole lot of lard on there. But you cracked the nut in a really big way in that you get the benefits of both worlds, and the timeline ain't bad at all.
No. And the flavor of the cross is phenomenal. Like I say, we
Matter of fact,
yeah, he's
there
done
was
eat
some
some
right
of it. Yeah.
we smoked them in the smokehouse
That's
Thursday, and we got a wood smokehouse over there and put some butts in there, Mangalitsa butts. So
That's right.
You'll get to taste it.
Well, while we got a little bit of time and a little bit of daylight, because we're nearing the end of it, let's go look at some of their other stuff. All right, y'all, here's the benefit of having a whole family unit that actually works, because this is exceedingly rare from my experience. And I can tell you from experience with my own family having attempted this sort of thing that it didn't pan out well for us, but it's working out well for y'all. Clearly, I mean, y'all been doing this for quite a while as a family.
Right. Yes.
We've been here 20 years.
Wow, and everybody seems, I mean, they're eating together, they're barbecuing at nobody's house. Nobody yet has come home to a foundation because there was a family domestic squabble.
Right.
So that's a good thing, right?
That's right.
So there's land over there that you haven't yet acquired. Maybe you will in the future, maybe you won't. But over here, you got another little system going. What do y'all have?
That's right.
We have the star of the show, in my opinion.
That's
Our
right.
favorite
That milk cow.
is October Grace. This is October Grace, our milk cow. And then behind her, we have our beef cows. And that is Crazy Girl or Mean Girl. And then Trump, our bull.
Trump.
So he was born.
He's going to make our herd great again.
Is he gonna get indicted and go in the freezer?
Gets in trouble. If he gets in trouble. That's right.
Yeah, there's an indictment waiting for you, Trump. Oh my goodness.
We have a milk cow that we calf share with. So
That's right.
we leave the calf with her for times like this on events where we don't have to
Thank you.
milk her twice a day. So usually during the week, Monday through Friday, we'll milk her in the morning times every day. And we have a separate pasture over here, a little one that we take her and she goes and stays in during the night at 12 hours. And then we come out here about 6 in the morning and milk her. And she gives 1.5 gallons a time. So
In my opinion,
for milk.
it's just my opinion, there's nothing on the farm that gives you more than the milk cow.
Oh yeah.
You just make so much stuff out of that milk.
Cheese,
Butter,
yogurt,
cream cheese, sour cream,
yogurt.
kefir. I mean, it's just endless. We actually have two. Believe it or not, that's the mother of the one we're milking right now. This is our oldest cow.
You know what's really cool about that also, y'all, for those that are thinking about it, you can take, when you have a family milk cow, you can do what Sean and Beth Doherty have done in, the one I always say one straw revolution, but the one cow revolution that they began is that, so let's say you got the cow, you got the milk, you can only drink so much, maybe you want to put some back, But think about those other animals on the farm. They could easily give it to the pigs if they wanted.
Absolutely.
And you could give it to the chickens too.
That's right.
So it could take care of all the byproducts that maybe you don't want to eat, or maybe you got enough put back to where it could be a great benefit to the other animals. So yeah, I agree completely. The hinge of a lot of different farms out there is the family milk cow.
That's right.
Tell everybody where they can go to see what y'all are doing, because I know I'm going to be keeping up with it.
We appreciate
Perry
it.
Hill Farms.
Yeah.
And we'll.
We're on
we can give you
YouTube,
a link.
Facebook.
Yeah, we're on YouTube and Facebook, and
We'll leave a link down below, but also look, they don't know it yet, but I'm going to book them for the Permaculture Pimpcast. You know, the ball in this Pimpcast on planet Earth, because they're doing some things that nobody else I know of in this space is doing. And I want to get them on that podcast to talk about it in a long form interview to be a great benefit to so many people out there that are thinking, how do I make it work in community? Because they've been doing it for 2 decades. How about that? All right, y'all, you need any comfort, you need anything from us, Bone Sauce, world's best deer repellent, you know where to go. Also, down below, if you need an EMP shield, remember, we know all the reasons why we might need something like that. EMP shield or anything else you might need, folks, check out the description box down below. Till next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. Well, kinda.
He's down at Perry Hill Farm.
in LA.
That's right, in LA, Lower Alabama.
That's right.
Is that right? Where permaculture is our passion. We'll see y'all next time.